guys, what's up? It's Drew here. Quick video blog. I get asked this question a lot. Like, a lot of people ask me, what will you do if Donald Trump loses and Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders wins? And the short answer to that is the same thing that I'm doing now. I mean, I to be honest with you, although I get into politics, and politics is one of those topics that's just so engaging to me that I get into it, and I actually like politics. It's entertaining to me, it's engaging to me, and it's about people from so many different walks of life, and everybody's pulling for the politician that appeals to their sense of morality, or they're pulling for the politician that will guarantee them the most resources and probably the best chance or the best opportunity for advancement. I think a lot of the people that say that they're appealing to the politician that will just do the best for the world and for everybody, I really don't think that that's true. I think that everybody is pulling for the politician based on their perception of what needs to be done, based on their individual perception, because you can't just say that you're doing it for everybody, because not everybody's going to benefit from the same policies. They're going to hurt some people and they're going to help some people. That's what politics is all about. So a lot of people ask me, what will you do if Donald Trump loses and Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders wins? Well, I'll tell you, let's just start by saying this. The government, unless you enter a personal contract with the government, the government is not going to fix your life. If you're like if you're like a middle class or a rich citizen like myself, the government is not going to really change your life. The government only really affects your life if you're a super rich person that has a contract with them, or you're really poor and you get things from them. It's for people in the middle class and people who are rich like myself, the government's not really going to change your life. Other than the fact that they can take money out of your taxes or not. And that's just take more money out of your taxes or not. That's just what it comes down to. They're not, for the most part, going to really change your life. Meaning that if you were a winner before, any politician takes office or not, you're probably going to be a winner, regardless of who wins, because your situation and your interaction with your environment has produced positive results. It's probably going to continue if you just continue doing what you're doing. If you're a loser, though, if you're losing, I'm not talking about your character. I'm talking about if you're losing, if your situation is not providing results, and that has been consistent over the last 15 years, you're probably going to keep losing. It's not rocket science. That what I'm trying to say is that in the last 15 years, if you have been of working age, and you haven't been able to take advantage of all the opportunities that have existed, it's not like Bernie Sanders is going to change the direction of your life. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, the only reason why I support Donald Trump is not because I believe he can change my life. I just believe that there's an establishment, there's a group of politicians that really benefit from, implementing anti-American policies. And I think that he's the only one radical enough and powerful enough to turn them over on their head. But does it mean that if he loses that I'm going to lose? No, I'm still going to be successful. And I'll tell you right now, let's just say, I'm not saying that Bernie Sanders is this way, but let's just say that Bernie Sanders was a radical communist and he radically changed the government to be a communist government. As a go-getter, as a person who's a go-getter, there's two things I would either do. I would either leave the country in pursuit of greater opportunity, or I would become part of the government, because that would be the only place where you could make a successful and prosperous living. You see what I'm saying? Successful people who have made up their minds to be successful don't just disappear. You know what I mean? So it's like this: if you're supporting Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton, or you're just a liberal Democrat in general, regardless of what you take out of my taxes, the one thing you can't take is what's up here. You know what I mean? So if you're poor and you think that you're winning something because the government is taking from middle class and rich people to give to you, I think that's nonsense, because it's like you're just getting things. You're not being taught how to fish. You're just getting fish. So all that means is that as soon as they cut off the fish supply, you're screwed. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not a solution to just get things. And I'm sure some of you who are liberals, and I'm sure some of you who are liberals understand this, because not every liberal is poor. There are middle class liberals, and there are rich liberals and super rich, limousine liberals. So I'm sure you guys understand this kind of thing. So I'm not necessarily going to change what I'm doing. I'm still going to be successful. I'm still going to keep chasing what I've been chasing and keep profiting and keep prospering. It doesn't matter. If a little bit is coming out of my paycheck, and the government is taking it and saying that they're going to do good stuff with it, there's nothing I can really do about it. What can you really do about taxes except look for the best loopholes you can, and look for the best advantages that you can. I'll just write off everything on my 1099. It's like, what can you really do? You see, the only reason I support candidates that don't take as many taxes from you, don't take as much in taxes from you, are because, if you look at the history of the government recently, or the U.S. government has been extremely irresponsible with funds. Government waste is like ridiculous. There's like a precedent for it. It's historical how much money and how many resources that our government wastes. So it's like, if they're wasting, resources now with the money that we give them now, why would you give them more? It's like, if you gave your money to a financial advisor, a hedge fund manager, investment advisor, and they kept producing, negative returns for you, would you keep giving them your money? If you gave money and you paid somebody to do a job and they kept doing a horrible job and they spent every dime you had and kept asking you for more, would you keep giving them money? The logical answer to these things is no. So why is it with government we think that giving them more money or throwing more money at them is going to be the solution? You see, the only guarantee that Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders can really give you is a guarantee that your taxes are going to go up. Everything else that they say that they can do is speculative. You have no idea if they can do that, but there is a guarantee that they can raise your taxes. Guaranteed. The only guarantee that you have is the cost. You don't have the guarantee of of how well the job will be done. And as I've expressed before, I don't hold the confidence in Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton to get anything done that they say they will get done. Because if you look at Hillary Clinton's track record, you'll see that she doesn't have a great track record of getting things done, and she has a history of lying and saying that she's going to do one thing and doing another. So when she's in power. And then there's Bernie Sanders. What says he's going to get what he wants to get done? Think about it. He did an interview with the New York Daily News. I advise you guys to read it in detail. It's a very long interview. It just came out recently. And the interviewer was asking him about his plans and how he, plans to do them and how he plans to execute them. He couldn't answer the questions. Even for things that have precedent, even for things that have been done and have a process to them, he couldn't answer how to do them. And for somebody who wants to make such radical change and is so passionate about it, it just kind of throws me off a little bit that he couldn't answer those questions. But either way, whether I believe in Hillary, whether I believe in Bernie, whether I believe in Trump, Cruz, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I've made up my mind to be successful, and it doesn't matter whether the government changes or not. I'm still going to be successful one way or another. That's just what it is. I'm successful now, and I'm going to make sure that continues. So like I said, if this country were to all of a sudden turn to a communist dictatorship, I would either join the dictatorship or I would leave the country in search of a better opportunity for myself and my family. It's that simple. It's not like I'm going to just stay around and take it and become a slave for the government. And most successful people won't do that. There has to be some kind of incentive, and that's the whole point about that. That's the whole point of this. There has to be some kind of incentive that's driving your actions. Okay? Nobody that's producing consistently is just going to keep producing when the government keeps taking what they make and giving it to other people. And that's just what it is. I know that a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters are feeling a little high off his Wisconsin victory, and that's good. Good for you guys. But what I'm trying to say to you is that if your situation is bleak right now and you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, it's not going to change during his presidency. I'm saying if you had the 15 years prior, if you are of adult working age and you have not been able to make a dent or move forward and you've stagnated those 15 years, Bernie Sanders' presidency is not going to change your life. I'm sorry to break it to you. He is not going to change your life. It doesn't matter what banks he breaks up. It doesn't matter where he redistributes wealth. It's not going to change your life. He's just going to give you stuff. And at the end of the day, if your focus was really on economic mobility and moving forward and transitioning from one class to the next and doing better financially for yourself and your family, you wouldn't be thinking about how much more in social services you can get. You'd be thinking about how much more of your paycheck you can keep so you can invest in yourself to propel yourself forward. It's a whole entire different mindset. And, you know, I'm starting to realize, like, in these videos that you can't teach the mindset. I mean, people would have to read the same literature and the same books that I've read. You know what I'm saying? If you feed yourself Karl Marx all day, and you feed yourself, you know, socialism or socialist rhetoric and ideology all day, that's not where you're going to be coming from. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not like I feed myself capitalist, you know, mantra or Ayn Rand all day. I don't even read Ayn Rand. I've never really, I watched Atlas Shrugged, the movie, but I don't even read that. It's not about, you know, it's not even about that. But I have read, you know, things that give you knowledge and give you information as to how to build your wealth and how to accumulate power for yourself and your family. You know, and these words shouldn't be taboo, like, you know, money, power. These words are not negative words. I mean, these are tools. They're just tools that you can use to better your life and the life of your family and friends. You know, how they're used is all about who's holding them. And that's just what it is. These are not bad words. These are not bad things. It's just about how they're used. So at the end of the day, like I said, whether Bernie Sanders wins, whether Hillary Clinton wins, whether Trump wins, it doesn't matter. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. It's just that certain candidates allow me to do what I'm doing better. And that's, you know, hire people, that's benefit my family and my friends, it's benefit the people around me, that's give more to charity. So all the good things that I'm doing are fueled and propelled by the money that I make. I mean, they're helped by the money that I make. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. And I think that because Trump would allow me to keep more of my paycheck, he would allow me to do the good, to continue to do the good at a capacity that I would love to keep doing it. And that's all it is, you know. I think that Bernie Sanders' policies will hinder that. And that's why I don't support him. I mean, I've gone into detail on this so many times before. And that's just what it is. So I know, like, some, you know, Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton supporters will be like, oh, well, you lost. Well, no, I'm not losing. I'm still winning in life. It's just that my candidate it may not win, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. I don't even expect Trump to win. I honestly expect Hillary Clinton to finally pick up the victory. I don't expect Bernie Sanders to win. I don't expect Trump to win. I expect Hillary Clinton to win, like I said before in many of my videos. But, you know, that's it. That's my attitude about politics. It's annoying, you know, that my paycheck is going to, you know, be deducted, and more is going to be taken out of it by Bernie Sanders and, you know, the liberals. It's annoying, and it's annoying to keep going down this path of electing establishment liberal politicians, you know. But, you know, what can you do? At the end of the day, all you can do is work hard and just pay your taxes. So if at the end of the day, you know, things change, I will change. I will adjust. That's what wealthy people do, and that's why people become successful. People become wealthy. We don't sit in one spot and just hope the tide changes. We surf the waves, and that's just what it is, you know. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day. It's true. I'm out.